would anybody want to become the mayor of their hometown and not get paid to do so? Think about that. Today's guest is the mayor of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and his name is Mayor Craig Thurmond. Broken Arrow happens to be one of the fastest growing cities in Oklahoma, and he joins us today to share why he is passionate about protecting your individual freedoms, why he's passionate about protecting his citizens, why he's passionate about making Broken Arrow a great place to live, a great place to raise a family, a great place to grow a business, and he's doing it all for $0 per year in compensation. Ladies and gentlemen, today it is my honor to interview Mayor Craig Thurmond of Broken Arrow.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrive Time Show.
Now, 3, 2, 1, here we go!
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom.
Yes! Thrive Nation, we are in the air everywhere. Mayor Craig Thurmond, how are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you, Clay?
Well, I'm a little bit overwhelmed today because I was trying to figure out what would make a man want to be the mayor of a town for the low pay of $0. You don't make any money at all. And so I just want to take 5 minutes to talk about this because I don't think people know this. Why do you want to be the mayor of a town yet again? Because this is your second term. Why do you want to get reelected to do a job that pays you pays you nothing?
Well, I think all the city councils work for free, and I've been on city council now for 20 years, and we have an opportunity to make a difference. And that's one thing that most people don't get, that opportunity. We have an opportunity to make a difference in our community, and not many people get that chance to really make a difference.
Did you serve in the military?
I did.
What division of the military did you serve in?
I was in the Marine Corps.
Why? Why did you go? Why did you want to be a Marine? I mean, why would you want to do that?
Well, because at the time when I joined, the Vietnam War was going on, and I really thought I could make a difference and that I could fight communism, and so that's why I joined.
Did you see live combat?
I did not.
What was your role serving for the Marines? What did you do there?
I was an ordnanceman. I built bombs and rockets and mixed up napalm, and that's what I did. I was an aviation ordnanceman.
How old were you when you decided to join the military?
I was 18.
You're 18. And how old were you when you decided to leave the military? How old were you when you retired from the military?
I was 22 or 23. Well, turned 23 right after that. Yeah.
So from 23 until you decided to get involved in politics, what were you doing?
I was just working, and that's really what I was. I was just working for a living, just like everyone else, working in construction, and that's what I do full time. And then my daughter got shot in 1998, and in 1999 I was able to pass a law. I went to Oklahoma City and passed a law because we don't have attempted murder. She survived.
How old was your daughter when she was?
She was 15.
15 years old.
She was shot in the head.
Shot in the head, and you decided to make change.
Make change, and I realized that once I got a law passed, that the concept that you can't fight City Hall, I realized I could make a difference, and I thought Broken Arrow wasn't focused enough on public safety and on business development, and those were my 2 platforms and still are.
We see during this weird 2020 year, there is a lot of things mayors can do.
Yes.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
A lot of mayors can do some things that maybe people weren't aware of.
Right. Because local government is really I think the most important government. That they provide you the services every single day. When you talk about police, fire, roads, water, sewer, it's every day. So that's what we can do as in a community. We provide you the services, and there's no there's no unbalanced budget. You got to balance your budget every year.
Yep.
You got to be able to provide services for everybody every year.
Well, we have a thriver here from New York City. His name is James, and he's an attorney, and he's joining us here from New York City. And I wanted to have him on the show today so that we could contrast Broken Arrow versus New York City in terms of what's going on with the mayor there. So, James, you're here from New York City. Talk about what it's like living in New York City. We're going to compare and contrast. Here we go. The Broken Arrow. I took my wife to Andolini's, downtown Broken Arrow, had a meal with my kids. Just did that in the last, 8 days now. I went down there, had a meal. Oh, can you do that in New York City right now?
Yes, but you need to sit outside. And by sit outside, I mean you sit on the streets. The tables and chairs are set up on the street. They close down the street so that you can sit on the street in a table and chairs. And they're like I showed you a few weeks ago, there's these schematics that the restaurant owners need to follow. They have to put up these wooden boxes with planters in them and things like that. And then in some areas, the city requires that the restaurant break down that whole outside setup between 4 and 7 p.m. Now, the restaurant owners, they're like, you can imagine how it disrupts the business, right? And the justification may be because of, let's say, rush hour traffic or something like that. But the streets, at the time, there wasn't a lot of traffic really at all. And so there's a couple issues with that. Number one, you sit outside and it's very, very hot. Number two, you sit outside and there are cars that are buzzing by you as you're trying to have a meal. Number three, as I understand the rules, if you're standing up, you have to wear a mask. But if you sit down in the same place, you don't have to wear a mask.
Now, in New York City, I believe they're defunding the police, and more calls are out there to defund the police. In Broken Arrow, Mayor, do you have any intentions to defund the police?
No, we have no intentions to defund the police. In fact, someone sent me an email requesting that we did that, and I told them the only way that we would change funding in Broken Arrow is if we increase their funding, and that's what that's our plan, is to increase funding. And we have not changed any as far as no one's furloughed, everybody's working.
Come on,
it's really important. I heard today that in Minneapolis they told people if someone robs you,
just give them your phone.
Give them your phone.
Give them your
wallet. Yeah, just give them everything, and don't put up a fight.
That's the advice from Minneapolis.
Yes, and because they want to defund the police, and that's not what our citizens want in Broken Arrow. They want security and safety, and public safety is very important to. I think that's really the number one charge of government. No matter what level you're at, whether you're at the federal, state, or local level, you gotta protect your citizens, and that's the one thing that the defund the police movement is not doing.
Well, sir, I literally pray for you every single day. I was introduced to you by Chuck Ramsey, who started Shaw Homes, the biggest home builder in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And he told me that it's so much easier to do business in Broken Arrow than other cities. And that's kind of where I first heard about you. Obviously, I live in Broken Arrow. I benefit from the policies that you have in place, from the individual freedoms you allow me to maintain. And we're going to be praying for you at the Clark House. We're going to be doing that. But if people want to actually vote, they need to vote. When is the election? Because praying helps. Yes, it does. But we also need to vote. So when is the election?
Yes, it's April 6th, 2021.
April 6th.
So it's very important people get out and vote. We don't have a large turnout, so it's really important to get out and vote. Every vote counts.
Do you want people to vote in person, sir?
Yes, I want people to vote in person, to go to the polls and vote. We're not closing polls. They're all open. Just go out there and vote in person.
Well, brother, I appreciate you so much for being on today's show and for just taking 5-10 minutes here to share with the listeners. What's your web address? What's the web? If people want to learn more about you, they want to research you, they want to get more involved, what is your web address?
It's MayorCraigThurmond.com.
MayorCraigThurmond.com. Sir, you're a great American, and we're going to end this show with a boom, because around here we believe that big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum is what is needed to defeat any adversity. We believe we've got to have faith. We've got to have positivity, big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. Vote for Mayor Craig Thurmond in Broken Arrow right there. If you love your liberty, vote for Mayor Craig Thurmond. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom.